Have you ever wondered if the world looks the same to everyone? For a tiny bee buzzing from flower to flower, reality is a psychedelic light show, an alien landscape painted in colors you can't even imagine. What if I told you that every time you look at a flower, you're missing the secret messages and hidden runways that are screaming out to a bee? The world through a bee's eyes isn't just a little different. It's a completely different dimension, one filled with invisible patterns and shimmering signals that guide their every move. Prepare to have your perception of reality shattered, because we're about to uncover the mind-bending way that bees actually see the world. It's a vision so unique, it's the secret behind how our planet stays alive. Bees perceive a visual reality that is fundamentally different from our own, primarily because their eyes are tuned to a different part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Human vision is limited to what we call visible light, a rainbow of colors from red to violet. But for bees, the world extends into the ultraviolet UV range, a type of light that is completely invisible to our eyes. This isn't just a minor difference. It's like having an extra primary color that unlocks a hidden layer of information in their environment. Many of the flowers that appear as a single solid color to us are, in fact, covered in intricate and beautiful patterns that only become visible under UV light. These patterns are not random decorations. They serve a vital purpose, acting as a sophisticated guidance system for foraging bees. Think of them as nature's own neon signs or airport landing strips. These hidden markings, often in the form of spots, lines, or bullseye targets, are designed to point directly to the flower's reproductive center, where the sweet, energy-rich nectar and protein-packed pollen are located. This phenomenon, known as a nectar guide, allows a bee to orient itself quickly and land with precision, minimizing the time and energy spent searching for its reward. So, while we might admire a yellow sunflower for its uniform brightness, a bee sees a dark absorbing center that starkly contrasts with radiant, UV-reflective outer petals, creating an unmissable target that screams, "The good stuff is right here." This ultraviolet vision provides bees with an incredibly efficient roadmap for foraging, a secret language between plant and pollinator that ensures both can thrive. The way bees interpret the colors we can see is also dramatically different. While their world is expanded by ultraviolet light, it is simultaneously limited in another area of the spectrum. Bees are essentially red-blind. They cannot distinguish the color red from dark gray or black. A vibrant field of red poppies, which to us is a breathtaking and fiery display, would appear to a bee as a muted, dark, and uninteresting patch. This is why flowers that rely on bee pollination are rarely, if ever, pure red. Instead, the bee's color vision is heavily skewed towards the other end of the spectrum. They see shades of blue, green, violet, and of course, ultraviolet, with exceptional clarity. Their color perception is sharpest in the blue-violet ultraviolet range, allowing them to differentiate between subtle variations in these hues that would be indistinguishable to the human eye. This preference is no accident. Flowers have co-evolved with their pollinators for millions of years, and many have developed petals in these specific colors to be maximally attractive to bees. The brilliant blues of a cornflower or the deep violets of a lavender stalk are not just beautiful to us. They are vibrant, glowing beacons for a bee. The combination of their sensitivity to these colors and their ability to see UV patterns creates a unique color palette, sometimes referred to as bee purple, a mixture of yellow and ultraviolet that humans cannot even begin to comprehend. Their visual world is a symphony of blues, greens, and shimmering ultraviolet signals. A stark contrast to the red-rich world that we humans perceive. Beyond color, the very structure of a bee's eye gives it a completely different way of processing motion and shape. Unlike the single-lens camera-style eyes that humans possess, bees have large, complex, compound eyes. Each eye is an incredible mosaic composed of thousands of tiny, individual hexagonal lenses called ommatidia. Every single one of these lenses points in a slightly different direction, capturing its own small piece of the surrounding environment. The bee's brain then stitches these thousands of individual inputs together to form a complete picture of the world. This structure gives bees a remarkably wide field of view, allowing them to see in many directions at once without having to turn their heads. But its most significant advantage is an extraordinary ability to detect movement. Each ommatidium acts like a tiny motion detector, and if an object moves across the bee's field of vision, it triggers a sequential firing of these detectors. This makes bees incredibly sensitive to even the slightest motion, whether it's the subtle flutter of a flower petal swaying in the wind or the rapid approach of a predator, like a bird or a praying mantis. This high flicker fusion frequency means they process images much faster than we do, seeing the world in a smoother, more continuous flow of motion rather than a series of static frames. This is a critical survival mechanism, giving them the split-second reaction time needed to evade danger while in flight. However, this unique ocular architecture comes with a trade-off. While their ability to detect motion is far superior to ours, their vision lacks the sharpness and detail that we take for granted. The mosaic-like image produced by their compound eyes is more fragmented and pixelated compared to the high-resolution picture formed by the human eye. They don't see the world in crisp, clear lines and fine textures. Instead, their perception is more about recognizing general shapes, patterns, and, most importantly, movement. They don't need to read the fine print on a leaf. They need to identify the basic form of a flower and determine if it's moving. This seemingly blurry vision is perfectly adapted for their specific needs. In the fast-paced world of a flying insect, processing broad patterns and rapid movements is far more important for survival and foraging than resolving the intricate details of a static object. Their vision is a functional masterpiece, optimized not for appreciating fine art, but for navigating a three-dimensional world at high speed, locating resources, and avoiding threats with stunning efficiency. It's a world of patterns over pixels, of motion over minutia. This extraordinary and alien way of seeing is not just a biological curiosity. It is fundamental to the health of our planet. The unique visual capabilities of the bee's ability to see hidden ultraviolet patterns, its preference for blue and violet hues, and its hypersensitivity to motion make it one of the most efficient and important pollinators on Earth. This specialized vision allows bees to find food with incredible speed and accuracy, flitting from one flower to the next and transferring pollen as they go. This simple act is the cornerstone of countless ecosystems and is directly responsible for the reproduction of a vast number of plant species, including a significant portion of the fruits, vegetables, and nuts that make up the human diet. Without the bee's unique way of seeing the world, the intricate dance between flower and pollinator would falter. The secret, invisible runways would go unused, the vibrant floral advertisements would go unseen, and the crucial process of pollination would be dramatically less effective. The bee's vision, so different from our own, is a perfect example of evolutionary adaptation. A sensory system finely tuned to its role in the environment. So the next time you see a bee busily at work in a garden, remember that it is navigating a world you cannot see, following a map of invisible light, and in doing so, it is quite literally keeping our world alive and blooming.